speaker that we have is Alejandro. Fun facts about Alejandro. One isn't a fun fact about him, it's just a fun fact. He informed me, oh God, is it platypi? Platypuses. The platypurs. They are the only mammals that can secrete venom. What's really funny about this is that I was reading over all of these fun facts with my daughter. I'm like, can you believe this? She's like, I knew that. I'm like, well, fine. Go to bed. And as far as his favorite smell is concerned, he is from Miami, Florida. And so whenever he smells Santan lotion, I've been drinking beer backstage. Suntan lotion. It makes him think of the ocean. He is about to blow your mind. I learned a lot from him, and this is a phenomenal talk. Please give a big round of applause for Alejandro.
When we think about criminal justice reform, we're usually thinking about police accountability, transparency, and improved practices. Those are all important, ongoing conversations, but the focus of my presentation concerns my own, lawyers, specifically prosecutors. Prosecutors play a critical role in our criminal justice system because they charge individuals with crimes. They use prosecutorial discretion to drop charges, decide charges, and offer plea deals, all done without oversight by a judge. I go to sleep thinking about this subject because it impacts my community, the innocent, and us. Prosecutorial discretion needs to be transparent and formulaic. Generally, prosecutors don't use a rubric when exercising their discretion. It's entirely possible for two prosecutors to arrive at two different conclusions based on an identical case because no rubric guides their legal reasoning. In Denver, prosecutors use a reasonable likelihood of conviction standard. This means a prosecutor has to believe that there's a reasonable likelihood to convict based on police evidence, but no check is there to determine how to evaluate that or what undermines it. Our system is broken. Our criminal justice system expends more money than other systems in other countries with less to show for it. I think this can change, and it should change. First, what are the criminal justice options when you enter the system? Well, you'll get two options. You can go to trial, or you can take a plea deal. Both of those options aren't very good. First, plea deals. I asked Denver for their stats of plea deals for the past few years. They don't carry that data. They don't record it. The national average for plea deal rates is 95%. That's a big deal. That's a big number. That's a good bet. It's too bad we're betting on people's lives. Prosecutors negotiate these deals with defense attorneys and public defenders, but judges don't weigh in on these negotiations. Prosecutors know that people are going to take whatever deal they want. That's why people take these deals. That's not even good process, let alone justice. If you decide to go to trial, it's costly. It'll set you back a few $1,000s to get an attorney. And if you lose, it's a permanent conviction. This is why people take these deals. This is not fear-mongering. You get the justice you can afford in this system. In other facets of the criminal justice system, you have to document everything before a decision is made. This is the argument. Transparency. If the criminal justice system is transparent in all facets, it will result in better justiciable outcomes. That's the rub. That's what I'm arguing for. I'm arguing for a pilot here in Denver, a 6-month pilot where the city of Denver explores government transparency and prosecutorial discretion documentation. I think this can lead to a lot of great things for the city. My pilot includes a rubric. Again, documentation is key. On a math exam, if you get the right answer, you don't get credit because you didn't show your work. I think that same logic applies to prosecutors. If you can't prove why your conclusion is correct, your conclusion is incorrect. Standardization is important in our criminal justice system. I want order in my order, along with justice with my justice. Data is the language of government. If the city of Denver is not collecting this data, this means at best the city of Denver has an oral history. My pilot gives the city of Denver a written history. Additionally, savings. If my pilot is successful and less people are going through the criminal justice system, it means it takes less to operate the criminal justice system. Less administrative costs, less probationary costs, less course costs. You can imagine this. It's not enough to point at a problem, especially with government. You need to propose a solution. I think this is that solution. I think citizens of Denver want government transparency. I know our privacy rights are always being jeopardized in this day and age, and so should the government's. Yes, this might require more work for our government and our prosecutors to document the work, but I think you care more about doing something right than doing something expediently. I've written a 15-page research and proposal for the city of Denver. If you've been moved by this presentation, please talk to me. I want to work with you to make the city of Denver do what's right.